We're going to win, and we're going to win a championship. Otherwise, why are we doing it?
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? Thank you guys so much for joining us for another StarChasers. As you guys know, it's your girl Craven Cowboys in the building. As always, I got my girl Star. How you doing tonight, sis?
What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, sis? Glad to be here. Tired, but I always like to
Yes, facts.
try to push through for our show for sure. Star Chasers Girls Talk Ball. Y'all know when y'all come in here. Please like the video. Please like please like the stream. If you're watching on playback, please like the video. Please share the content. Please share the content. We are doing our best to grow. I reached 800 subscribers recently, so woo! Clap for myself. So we're on the road to 1,000. So y'all just continue to help us by supporting us. Please donate as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channels that's down there on the screen, and also please donate to our Cash Apps. We really appreciate it if you guys would donate to our Cash Apps so that we could continue to upgrade our system, software, different things to help make the show better for you. But yeah, really appreciate y'all being here tonight. We're gonna do this show. I do have another show. Since I didn't tell you, but they doing another show tonight, impromptu. So I got another show right when I get off of here. But hopefully we can crank this out in like an hour or so. And I don't know if there's people in the chat. JV, what's up to you, JV? Dak owns a bad defense. As soon as I got Dak owns filthy. Thank you guys so much for y'all's support. Really appreciate y'all.
Yes, facts. Like sis said, thank you guys for joining us. I'm trying to get some music going in the background. For some reason, it's not. I know it sounds kind of empty, but for some reason, it's not coming on. I keep hitting play, but it's not going on. But I'm gonna try to get it going as we get the show going. But yeah, like Star said, make sure you guys hit like, star, and subscribe, and make sure you guys share the content as we jump into it. But as you guys seen from the thumbnail, talking about the run game, pretty much how, or the run game, the offense is pretty much going to have to be the strong suit, the anchor going forward for this Dallas Cowboys team, especially with this, especially with the Packers coming into, AT&T Stadium this weekend. They're coming off a loss themselves.
They lost to the Browns. They lost to the Browns
last minute loss. Like it's really
got a field goal blocked.
Yeah, of course. And defense coming through with a strong play towards the end of the game, which is something that they say defense helps win championships. Defense travels, things like that. So when you can come through with a last minute play like that, that can be a savior. Something that can be a shot of adrenaline for the team. That can be a boost for the offense. Something that we were talking about that. I think we were talking about that last week or this past weekend with the game. With defense coming out strong, being able to have the 3 and out, and then that possibly being able to kind of add to the motivation of the offense, but. course, the ensuing plays, the fumble, so on and so forth. But sometimes those defense can add to the success of the team overall. And sometimes when you do have those plays come out of nowhere, they can kind of help save the game. And I hope, the defense is not really the Cowboys' a strong suit, right now, with the big plays happening on them. And really, I would say the front seven, the interior really being the strong suit. The DTs really showed up last game. I just think going forward with the Packers defense coming in here, the offense is really going to have to, be sound, be disciplined, not have as many penalties, these past few weeks. I know that the Cowboys are the most penalized team in the past few years, but they've been okay on penalties. But hopefully we can kind of spin down the Packers. The Packers, did have a good number of penalties last week. So hopefully we can, maybe with some cadences, maybe some change in cadences, or maybe trying to catch them off guard. I think I mentioned it going to get up against the Giants because they had some mismanagement issues. But I did notice, just kind of watching a little bit of the game, they had some penalties that hurt them. Some false starts. Some penalties on Parsons. Line up in the neutral zone, things like that. You can hopefully kind of catch them off guard. But just what are some of your thoughts with the defense coming in? As I try and get the music going. But what are some of your thoughts with this game coming up this weekend, as far as the Packers coming in and what the offense can do to try to stop them?
Right. Yeah. So I think that, as it said, we put title on the show of Can Javonte Williams save the Dallas Cowboys, because I believe that in order to win against the Packers, first of all, I want to say it's a winnable game. It is a winnable game. There's no game in the NFL that's not winnable. And it doesn't matter what your record is. Teams, non-playoff teams, upset playoff teams all the time. It happens. Anything can happen any given Sunday. So this is a very winnable game, but we have to know that there are some things. That's what's up to my guy. What's up, man? How you doing? Dope content, entertainment. Really appreciate you popping in. We talk all the time on X. Thank you so much for popping in. But what was I saying? Okay, so we've got to know, guys, we've got to be honest with ourselves. This is going to be a very emotionally charged game. It's going to be very emotionally charged.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be conflicting. It's going to be conflicting emotions. Okay, what are the conflicting emotions? Well, on one hand, this is a team that's beat your ass and that has sent you home. 2014, sent you packing.
Right.
2016, sent you packing. And these are years where we thought we were going to win a Super Bowl. So 2014, they sent you packing. Sis went out, but I'm sure she'll be back. 2016, they send you packing. After it looks like Dak Prescott may be the first rookie quarterback to reach a Super Bowl, they send, or not reach, because I think another rookie quarterback has won. I mean, that's reached it, but win a Super Bowl. 2016, they send you packing. Then 2023, another year where we all really started to believe. You got to be honest. That's why you'll notice that the fan base, our whole attitude and everything changed after 2023. Be honest with yourself. Regardless, I know we had linebacker problems. Blah, blah, blah. Right. But everybody was doing even Colin Cowherd. Even Colin Cowherd was like, look at the point differential. Look at this shit. Only Super Bowl teams have this. Only Super Bowl teams. So it was looking like we damn sure. Maybe we wasn't going to win a Super Bowl, but we damn sure did not think that we were going to be first round exited. And even when we got first round exited, we didn't think it was going to be a first round exit by literally getting our asses handed to us. Right? So this is going to be a very emotionally charged game because of that. The Packers are coming in here 5-0 against the Dallas Cowboys in AT&T. They are 5-0. They have never lost at AT&T Stadium. So it's an emotional game on that front. We hate this team. Let's be honest. We hate this team. We were not able to beat them ever under Mike McCarthy. What's up to my guy, Lou? Thank you so much, Lou, for being here supporting us. My guy, Ty Church, as well.
And he had an amazing breakdown on the offensive line, defensive line.
Yes, he did.
Really, really love that.
He does.
You know, and
Right.
it
He
kind of
does
confirms
this
some things
Marlon
too about what I thought
Mondays.
about Hoffman. Yes, yeah, you had some
Facts.
great breakdowns.
Facts. He's one of the best, if not the
Yeah,
best. I ain't gonna lie to you, of really breaking down
yeah,
film and teaching and explaining. So shout out to Lou for that. But so you got that emotional side, but then you got the emotional side of this is the first time us as fans are gonna be seeing Micah play against us in a Packers jersey. This
yeah,
is the first time the team is going to see Micah in another jersey, and they're going to have to play against him. And I know say, oh,
yeah,
these are grown men. Oh, because y'all always like to say all that stuff, but you have to realize these are human beings. These are
right,
human beings.
right. Yeah,
So it's gonna be emotionally charged because of that.
yeah.
So, and
Yeah,
even
I mean it's
listening,
one thing to play. I mean it's one thing to go big Parsons in training camp and
right.
preseason and things like that. But to see him in a different color, your quarterback's no longer wearing red. He doesn't have the halo around him. You know what I'm saying? So I know they tried to spin it. Adam Schefter tried to spin it for headlines saying Micah said it was going to be painful. The tackle had to sack Dak, but I mean I'm glad that he's upfront and honest about it. He came out and said, "Hey, that's my guy. He was a mentor for me." But also at the same time, Parsons has to be who he is. He has to, he wants to be the hunter now and he wants to, still show that he can play some, his former teammates and still have that same attitude, still have that same grit, and still want to show the passion. And they said that he can actually add Dak to his list of quarterbacks that he hasn't sacked yet. You know what I'm saying? Or he can add to the list of quarterbacks that he has now sacked. If he's able to,
Fact.
accomplish that in this game coming up. So we're going to need the offensive line to be stout. Pass protection. That's going to be very important this game. At least that's one thing I've seen. At least one thing I saw that I didn't particularly like in this past game against the Bears. At least from Miles Sanders, I completely disliked his pass pro in that game, and I know that he's not the only one. I know
Whose
Williams will
pass
be
pro are you talking about?
Miles Sanders. I just wasn't crazy about. I know some of the pickups just weren't strong enough, to kind of stop the guy coming into Dak's area. It was just a lot. I know that I think just in my opinion, this game coming up, I think I mentioned to you, Star, when I was texting you about some of the short passes, some of the screens. I like that from Sanders in some of the preseason and with the scrimmage against the Rams, but I just feel like he doesn't necessarily have that speed to maybe be able to help in that regard, but. I do wish, I do hope that he can improve his pass pro because I didn't like it at all. I just feel like if you're going to be back there, you need to be able to have our, quarterback standing up, and I think it's going to be really important in this game because as we know, the linebackers come downhill, the edges, can definitely, get some pressure coming off the edge, and I just,
Yeah.
this is going to be a very important game to be able to keep Dak upright.
I agree with that. Very important game. And I did want to play this clip. This is a clip of Micah speaking on it's only 50 seconds, second Dak, because yes, many people took it way out of context. And
Yeah.
I saw some context of my content creator brothers getting angry, but that's because people were just posting it's gonna hurt. And they were thinking that
Right.
he was saying he was gonna hurt Dak. And I'm like, that is not at all like we're gonna look at Michael's response.
Yeah.
This goes into how I'm saying this is gonna be an emotional game because we're gonna look at Micah's response this guy asked, what is it like you're gonna have the chance to sack Dak Prescott. But I think first he starts talking about like Brady and then he goes to into Dak.
The last guy ever, Micah, you were the last guy ever to sack Tom Brady. It happened in that playoff game. Is there any quarterback that you've enjoyed taking down more than anyone else?
Probably is Tom because every time I see him, it's a competitive matchup, whether it's on the field, off the field, whether it's golf or Fanatics games, he's always trying to be the best. So when you can say you're the last person to take out an elite competitor like Tom, it's a special privilege.
And what if you get that opportunity? I know you will want to with Dak. What would that feel like?
You know, it's gonna be painful. You know what I mean? Dak's my guy. He was always like a good mentor for me. But you know what it is. I always told him if I ever faced him that it'll be a great matchup. So I'm excited to see what Sunday brings itself.
Micah, you were the last guy.
So you could clearly tell that like from the video, well, at least you can give your opinion. Since my opinion on the video was that there was nothing malicious or nothing happy about having to sack
No.
Dak. It was almost like it's
You know,
gonna
say
be
you
a
going to
dub,
the
like
sorrow. Yeah, you
right,
get that
like
sorrow in his voice, like,
right,
man, you
like
know what? Like, I don't
it's
want
gonna
to,
be
but
right. I don't want to, but Dak always told me like if he got to do it, like we gonna do it, and that's just
yeah,
is what it is. And I feel like that was important video to come out because I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie, people started speculating rumors. Dak didn't like Micah. Maybe Dak had something to do with Micah being gone,
yeah,
and Micah made
yeah,
that comment about he left Dak off the top 10 QB list and stuff like that, which I
right,
never felt like that was an attack on Dak because I think Micah was coming from the perspective of the QBs that were healthy. Now,
right,
unless that happened beforehand, then I could see how that would be controversial. But even so, I just can't see Dak being irate about something like that because, and what's up, Chris? Glad to see you, my guy Rico.
right.
Because in the offseason, Micah was going around saying that Dak was robbed of MVP. Did y'all forget that?
Yeah, right,
Was
right.
anybody else do? And I feel like if there was bad blood or issues between them, why would he go and do that? If he didn't think Dak was that, why would he go and do that type of stuff unsolicited? That was a random interview in the
Yeah,
offseason. It wasn't like some special event or anything like that. Like, so, and Micah actually retweeted when I made that post because it went viral about how I wanted Micah to be protected because I was like, how many of my Dak's teammates do you see publicly defend Dak the way Micah did?
right.
So I'm not gonna say that Micah and Dak were the bestest friends ever. You know what I'm saying? But as far as them having beef and Dak didn't like him, like I was starting to believe it because people had some compelling arguments. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
after
I
seeing
mean,
like, yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm gonna say like, you saw how I don't know if it was last year or a couple of years ago. You know, Mike was really he was having a really strong run in camp, and they were starting to say, you know, things tides are starting to change, starting to become Micah's team, and he's becoming the new leader of the team and things like that. But he never let it shift upon him. He never said, hey, I'm taking over, or yeah, this is my team now. He never fed into any kind of negative narratives
Narrative.
that were out there. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, exactly.
Because people were pushing that narrative.
He
That was
was.
picking up that like
Thank
Dak
you.
is the
Thank
old
you.
man. He the old man. This Micah
Right.
team
Right.
and we need to
And you know
let
how
Dak
media is.
let
They
Dak
ask the question.
go and this all this
Yeah.
type of stuff. And I'm like, are you guys serious? Like,
Yeah.
why does it have to be a team?
One or
First of
the
all,
other.
right, one or the other. Like, why can't Micah be a leader and CD be a leader and
Right.
Osa I've got the Osa be a leader and Bland be a leader? Like, why does
Correct.
it have to be that this is now Micah's team and we just waiting for Dak to get out because it's the new regime? Like, I felt like some of that
Yeah.
type of stuff was just kind of getting a little bit weird. So not talking shit about anybody who said or believed it, but I just believe like that narrative just picking up just kind of felt weird to me,
Yeah.
because I mean Dak has been considered one of the best leaders in the NFL. Like his leadership is probably only second to Tom Brady. I mean, so
Right.
I don't know why
Yeah.
people were saying that, and even in 2023 when they were asking Micah and D-Law what was the difference, why were they gonna win that year, they were like Dak. Like, so I don't know
Exactly.
why. Like, I don't know. And we see this year, this team really does, like, Dak is the engine for the team. Like,
Yeah.
we pretty much, we hate to say it, but this team is so weird, bro. Like, it feels like, I wish Dak, and that's what I'm gonna get back on topic, but why it's so important is run game, because when you look at these other teams, like let's look at the Lions, for example. I watched their game versus who did they play?
The Ravens.
The Ravens. The Ravens. Bruh, I watched the Lions play the Ravens. They ran through the Ravens'
Correct.
throat.
Correct.
It was just taking turns. Montgomery was going off.
Yes.
They did a whole drive. Literally, where I think Goff may have passed they started, sis. It was like a
At their
99
own.
yard drive.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, because they didn't think he would get out of there. Start at their own one. Yeah, that
They
was kind of
started at
funny.
their
Go ahead.
one and scored a
Yeah.
touchdown. I think Goff probably threw the ball maybe twice.
Right.
Maybe twice. So when
Yeah.
you think about that type of stuff, you've got to be like, you want your quarterback to have that. I want that to have 0 touchdowns like Joe Burrow did in playoff games. I wish Dak could have 0 touchdowns, 100 yards, and we still win.
Right.
Like these quarterbacks got out here. Like Josh Allen, when he played us, he threw the ball 9 times. I feel like every quarterback does deserve that. Like you see how quarterbacks like, what's up, Kelvin and Los Altos? Really glad to see everybody here in the chat. But you see quarterbacks in this league, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, who else?
Justin Herbert. I mean, they got him a couple
Herbert, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield.
Like
you're,
I even say the Browns.
The Browns, Joe Flacco, right? Yeah. You see them have these crazy running games. Yeah. Crazy running game. And now, granted, our running game is doing quite good. That's why I said this is a real good game for Javonte, because schematically, we are going to have to rely on the run game. Why are we going to rely on the run game? Why are we saying that this is going to have to be a Javonte Williams game? Because Micah Parsons is on the other side. If we listen to what Shadi said, and I can bring it up because I'm pretty sure John Machota probably he always has the quotes. I always get everything from John Machota. With what he said about Micah. Here, I can share right here. And hi, Brandy. I don't know if I shouted you out, but thank you so much for being in the chat with us, Brandy, as well. But this is what Shadi had to say. Like, he says, I think I know Micah pretty well. They move him around a lot, which is great. I'm not going to give away our game plan for Micah, but we'll pay a lot of attention to Micah. They've got other really good players as well. Micah can be dominant, and we know that. We're going to hit him. We're going to put multiple people on him. It's going to be a long day for us and the guys trying to block him because he's that talented. But it's not just about Micah. And then he goes on to talk about how they also have Rashawn Gary.
Right.
So... who was a Pro Bowler himself. Yeah, and they also have Edgerrin Cooper, who y'all remember that name. We were very high on Edgerrin Cooper coming out of A&M. Then they also have Quay Walker coming out of Georgia. So they've got then they have
I know they have Hobbs too. He's able to come downhill and make some tackles as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking, and what's my other guy? Caucasian pass rusher. If y'all know his Van Ness. I was like, what's his name? They also got Luke Van Ness. Right. I'm sorry, so I couldn't remember his name, but they also got Luke Van Ness. So they have people, a lot of people. And so imagine, but we still, Shadi's saying, even with all of that, we still have to put most of our attention on Micah because we know he can wreck our football game, and he will be extra motivated to do it against us. So there's another quote that Shadi said where he was like, listen, we know some things that we feel like we know Micah. We know some things that, Dave did to us, teams did to us when we had Micah. So we're going to try to do that. You know what I'm saying? AKA, what are we going to try to do? Run the ball at Micah all day long. Right. I think quick that is
screens coming out of
quick passes, quick screens, but you don't want Dak. Now, I will say a little note is that this all comes to how your defense plays and them not giving up explosive plays. Because if we look last week of our game versus the Bears, pull it up, share this tab. But when you look last week, go all the way down. Where is it at? Look at that time of possession, sis. You see that?
Wow. Yeah.
So this is our time of possession. We had the ball 35 minutes and 58 seconds. Meanwhile, the Bears only had the ball 27 minutes and 2 seconds. Yet what happened? We still lost. That means that because we were running the ball extremely well. There's another fun stat that I had bookmarked where right now, according to NFL Pro, we're leading the league in yards after contact on the ground. So Javonte Williams has been playing. Now we're saying production, right? We can't crown him and say just because he's producing this way that he's a top 4 or 5 back. No, I think he will have to continue this pace and beyond to even be considered a top back. But right now he's performing as a top back with broken tackles. I believe he's probably like top 5, maybe top 10 in yards. I wish I had all the graphics. I didn't save it all, but I know for sure he's leading the league in yards after contact because of that game he did versus the Bears, which was, if y'all saw, I wish we had clips of his runs, but his runs were crazy. Like Javonte Williams was running out of his mind. Now I know he had the fumble, and the fumble was awful, which was really low key on Jalen Tolbert because that was Jalen Tolbert's man, and Jalen Tolbert just weakly blocked him, which I get. But at the same time, I do get Jalen Tolbert. I get. What's up to my guy Joe from Twitter? Really appreciate you. I do get that in the instance Tolbert, he's thinking, oh, I need to release the guy. The guy's already passed me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be called for holding. So I also get his mindset, but also we've got to be better as receivers finishing blocks. And that's the same thing with the tight ends. Like, we need to get better at finishing blocks. It's like, because you made the good initial contact, Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams was able to get past you, but you've got to finish the block because look what could happen.
Yeah, and also not just the tight ends, but at least for me, I'm going for lineman first. I see Rico's comment up here about Brock and Bass, and that's something I mentioned earlier when Luke first came into the chat. It's me kind of rewatching the game back, watching the offensive line. Like I mentioned, at least for me, at first I was down bad on Brock Hoffman. I thought there were a lot of tackles that he kind of let pass through. A lot of guys that he was supposed to. I feel like he's not really a good match for some of the linebackers. I feel like the linebackers were really elusive for him, able to kind of break past him, really move towards the sideline, making the tackle on the running back. I know there were some times that some plays were called shorter. Some at least I feel like some conversion could have been made, but I just feel like Brock Hoffman either didn't get out in space enough to complete the block, or he completely whipped the guy, and the linebacker was able to get around him. I think number 44, I didn't catch his name, but he was able to make a couple tackles. I think he's actually the one who made the tackle on CeeDee. That I think Hoffman didn't get out in time, get out in space on time to be able to,
he's not the space mover like BB. That's the type of stuff where you miss BB because Brock Hoffman is a cerebral center. I say he's just like Tyler Biadasz. They're cerebral centers. Like, you're really gonna see them like make mistakes, but they don't have the strength or the agility to do some things that we like to do. Yeah. So that's so everything you describing made perfect sense. Describing Brock Hoffman, linebackers was quick as hell for him. That's gonna be a tall task. I'm sure Green Bay is gonna put Micah in the middle and try to rush him up the middle. So it's going to be this our whole game plan. The only way you win this game, because you cannot get into dropping it back 50 times. Oh, what's up, Uncle Charles? Got to see you, Uncle Charles. Thank you so much for being in our chat today. I appreciate you. But you can't get, like, this is a game, guys, that unfortunately you can't get into a shootout. I don't think that this is a shootout game either, because this Packers defense is top of the line. They are number one. I believe they're the number one defense right now, or they're definitely number one in giving up.
They're leading the lead in sacks. Micah, I think,
they're leading the lead in sacks, second in pressures, and I believe they've only given up 42 points. That's the lowest in the NFL this year.
Correct, and they haven't even allowed 250 yards in any games this season. You know what I'm saying? It's
like wild.
It's gonna be a challenge for the Cowboys. I mean, I feel like we can move the ball down the field. I think it's about being effective, finishing these drives off. I actually saw a stat during the Browns game that the Green Bay hasn't allowed a touchdown in the first half of any game this season so far.
They have not.
I know that. Yeah, I know that the Cowboys can move the ball, but I think, I think if we can come out strong, whether we do have the ball first or whether we defer like we did this past weekend. I think it's going to be a strong challenge for the offense to be able. I think it's really going to be on. I mean, we already know it's going to be on the offense, but it's really going to be about the play calling, like you mentioned, with running the ball. And I actually saw a segment on ESPN. I think last night, a couple nights ago, they were really highlighting the 12 personnel concept of bringing out tight ends. I mean, take a look at our tight end room. I mean, we have a 6'8", tight end who's tall. We have a Schoonmaker
that we're currently not using, unfortunately.
Right, exactly. But
other than the block, which he's been blocking great, but I feel like we need
that's our strong suit of our tight ends. I feel like we should be able to use it in this game, like you mentioned. If we're able to run the ball, which we're already able to do suitably, I think if we just kind of use I'll say our strength, because I know our tight ends aren't really being used, to their fullest ability. But with their strong suit being blocking, why not use that in the run game? You feel me? And have them coming out. Just use their bigger bodies to their advantage, you know what I'm saying, and kind of get these guys out in space, whether it's Javonte Williams, whether it's Sanders, or whether they decide to, keep utilizing Turpin, give him some space, just give him an extra body to be able to get somebody out there in front of them, give these guys some space to be able to get these yardage, because just some of these numbers that were presented on the ESPN, and I think I have them on the side, but just even if you decide to run the ball, you can also have success passing the ball as well. I think it was mentioned by Mina Khans, I love Mina Khans, just the way she brings the facts. Like I think she mentioned, I think she says 5.5 yards in the pass game, and then I think it's 4.7 as far as yards per attempt, as far as rushing. So either way, you can have success. I know it's a yard more as far as through the pass game, but either way, I think with this offense that we have a powerful offense. I feel like we can use that to at least use our advantage to be able to get some yards on the second, on the second level, or even the secondary of the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, so you're saying that you think we should be able to attack. I mean, if we can get time, which we can, but you have to freeze Micah. This is why I say you want to lead with the run in this game. First of all, running the ball is our identity. Somebody said something. They said we used to Troy Dudley. He said Cowboys used to know when to keep running the ball, no identity. I don't think that that's the case this year. I feel like we have consistently come out every game and run the ball. This was the first game where it felt like we got away from it because we only gave Javonte 10 carries. But people forget, if we look at the play-by-play, coming out of the third quarter, where we at? Second quarter. Yeah, here's the third quarter. Guys, let me share my screen, because many people forget this about the game. Because we're like, and we did run the ball. For some reason, in the fourth quarter, Shotty was wanting to give Miles Sanders more carries, which is why I think this is also a reason why we've got to get another running back, because it's clear from this game, Shotty does want to use a tandem. I think it's really to preserve Javonte, because he is a battering ram. I'm going to show y'all this clip. Like the way Javonte runs is crazy to me. I said for sure, I believe that he's the most physical back, like even more physical than I see him being kind of more physical than than Derrick Henry. And I know y'all gonna be like, what? But I'm like,
okay. I love that.
I feel like the most, if y'all can call me crazy, but I feel like the most two physical backs right now running the football is David Montgomery for the Lions and Javonte Williams. And of course, you always gonna have King Henry, but I just feel like King Henry, he kind of slowing down. I feel like in his prime though, and I know King Henry did crazy shit last year, offensive player of the year, because he's a Hall of Fame back. So I'm not saying, and I'm not saying these backs are better than Henry. I want that to be clear. I'm not saying Javonte Williams or David Montgomery is better than Derrick Henry. That'd be dumb. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about the physicality of their run style, like the angriness of their run style. I see anger from them when they're running. I don't see that same anger from King Henry. King Henry, he's just a freaking freak of nature. where
Yeah.
if he gets a one gap, you cannot bring him down because he's fast as hell and he's big as hell. So it's like there's no really stopping or tackling him in space. But when you look at this game, guys, we got one possession in the third quarter. That's what everybody forgets. One possession in the third quarter. Score was 14-24. They did a 19-play drive that took up the entire third quarter. We did not get the ball back to the fourth quarter. And guess what? On that drive, interception, because George Pickens dropped the ball.
Right.
So when you think about it, how much were we really going to run the ball? Like, really think, how much were you really going to run the ball? Because by the time you got the ball back, score is 14-31. So you were just in pretty much a complete hurry up. The whole fourth quarter, you was in hurry up, and then you turned the ball over.
Right.
So
your back to back essentially with that and the backup.
Yeah, like you turned the ball over. The fourth quarter, interception, punt, another interception in the game. So pretty much the whole fourth quarter was just interception, which is not good. But that's what happens because you started to notice toward the fourth quarter of the game, when they knew we had to pass it, still started giving up sacks and pressures. Guyton started giving up sacks and pressures. I think Guyton started giving up Hoffman. That goal line interceptions because Hoffman completely whiffed on a block. Completely whipped on a block, and as well, so Dak couldn't get into the throw. It's also on George Pickens. George Pickens almost caused 3 interceptions this game. So I really need George Pickens. And y'all want to say how? Well, the actual interception that he dropped. Then there was another time that we were in the red zone and George did not come to the ball. So that was almost another interception. Now, granted, it was pass interference. What'd you say?
I was saying I was seeing some things with his effort on film too. Like when a lot of people have been talking about, him following through his routes and really even when he's just doing blocks, he just kind of stops halfway. When you look at everyone else, they're still running, until the whistle is blown. He's just kind of walking.
I need him to be.
Don't like that. Yes.
I don't like that either. I do feel like a lot of walking on running play, and it's like sometimes he's getting in there and he's being physical, but more times than not, running play, he's just looking.
Right, exactly.
Like what are you doing? While I see other teams, while I see other teams like the Lions, their wide receivers are blocking 10 yards of field in springing runs. So that told me, so your wide receivers can always be involved in the play. They should always be involved in the play, whether the running play is going to them or not. They should be involved. It kind
of threw me off a little because at least I say in the first couple games, it looked like Pickens was kind of laying dudes out. Like he was intentionally going out there and laying hard hits. For, I think he ran out and got a block for CeeDee on the conversion to a first down. I mean, he was actually laying dudes out to get him. So it just, at least in this past game right here, I'm just kind of like wondering why he didn't have the same.
Gets it to the flat to Williams against a couple of defenders.
I just wanted to show this.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Javonte Williams, like, look at this stuff. And it's just, look at that.
And then
he almost broke this guy's back. Like, Jesus. I'm going to play it one more time because it's very golly. Oh, so anyway.
Yeah, there was another one. He was carrying one. I think the defensive edge on his back, number 90 for the Bears. He was carrying him a couple yards, 2-3 yards up the field. Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
He's an animal. He's an animal. So we just need somebody to add to him because this is our little diamond in the rough. I don't care what nobody say because I did not expect this. I'm telling you, I went to camp. I said he not it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing bursts. I'm not seeing nothing. I'm like, he ain't it. Let's get us another running back. But the way this man is running is crazy. Like when Shotty said, my identity is physical, he is exactly what he means. So you can see, this is why Shotty bubble wrapped him. He bubble wrapped him
Yeah.
because he knew this is the
How
guy that
hard
I
it was.
have. This is the only guy that I have that I feel like really fits my identity, and I feel like I can go out there and lead with him. And I mean, and
Yeah.
Javonte Williams has been answering the call. If he didn't have that damn fumble, he would have got a touchdown on second play of the game.
Yeah.
Like he's also doing things that is electric, not just, oh, I'm just getting 5 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5
Yeah.
yards. Like, no, this guy is electric. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and taking full advantage of these lanes that the offensive line opens up for him. We talked about earlier. Tyler Smith opened up lanes. Even Hoffman, some of the things he was kind of sealing off, he was able to just Javonte Williams being able to take advantage and just kind of hit the hole hard and just really run past these dudes. Like, I mean, that really what kind of gives me just a little bit of confidence of him being able to get through Green Bay Packers linebackers. Get through Edwin Cooper.
that's what I'm saying. We got to, because they're speed guys,
like,
right?
Yeah,
We gotta put the
needed.
pause on them because that's the only.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ken popped in. Thank you,
Shout out to
Ken.
Ken. Shout out to Ken.
Yeah,
and I remember
Mark.
Chris here. Yeah, Maffa. Yeah, and I see someone asked that question earlier about Maffa possibly still being hurt. I mean, as of right now, he's still on IR. And
Still on IR, but after this game, he can come back. So we'll see.
Yeah.
They may make a move. They may say, we're going to
Yeah.
elevate. We're going to, put Maffa back and see you,
Yeah.
Miles Sanders. And I feel like that's what they need to do.
I can see that because earlier, I think it was yesterday, Jerry had that call with 105.3 The Fan, and he mentioned that I feel like Jerry's heavily relying on these guys coming off IR. Perrion Winfrey.
Oh, he is.
Maffa. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he mentioned about these guys, the cornerbacks we have coming back, Savon Rebel, possibly Kalen Carsons, another guys that we have coming off IR in the next few games. I think, I'm excited to see Perrion Winfrey. I'm excited to see what he can add to this DT room. I know we weren't talking about a lot of defense, but him being another guy that he was showing a lot of strength in the line of scrimmage, and adding him in with guys like Solly and guys like Osa who would turn up in this past game. And that's something. Shout out to Bosch and Brian Bros. I was watching a little bit of their show. They mentioned that Eberflus was doing a twist stunts, I think they called it. And I think I seen a little bit of that from the Browns as well when they were playing Green Bay, and they had some success. I feel like they were attacking the interior, with some of their players, and I feel like they were, and also on the reverse side of it as well, when the Browns were running the ball, I feel like they were also able to attack the interior. So I mean, like you mentioned earlier with the physicality of Williams, I think that can be an advantage of
right.
the Cowboys.
You right, sis,
like
because I think this was a game where my guy went off. My guy Judkins. Y'all know how much I wanted. Y'all know I wanted Judkins more than anything, bro. Yeah. I would have picked him. I would have picked him at 12. People would have called me crazy, said reach, and I don't give a good damn because he's special. He's the best. He was the second best back in the league after Genty. And I know y'all like Genty struggling. I'm like, yeah, that's because they're giving him 11 carries a game. But and they also suck.
Yeah, they're depending on the tight ends over there with the Raiders. I feel like with Gino's arm.
Oh yeah, my guy Judkins got Biggie 18 carries, 94 yards, 5.2 average.
Nice.
So let me see what else happened in this game. Njoku 5 of 4. Yeah, nobody.
Yeah, they had another tight end over there too. I think his name Fannin.
It's Fannin. Yeah, Fannin.
But I think they were using them a lot, and I think they were using a lot of 12 personnel with them too. But I know that Njoku was. Yeah, I know Njoku was at least more of the pass catcher than Fannin was.
Yeah. Well, we've gonna have to worry about. They can't run the ball good. Cause see, we should that. So this is probably why they struggle, because they wasn't able to run the ball, and you ain't able to run the ball. Now your quarterback is forced, and Love. I told y'all Love ain't like that for real. But we've got to be able to cover. Like, you got to be able to play defense, bro. Like, look at this. He had 5 sacks. Oh, that's another thing. That offensive line right now. Oh, I'm not even on my screen. But that offensive line is in I'm sorry, y'all.
A little bit of a disarray right now. I think
they're in total disarray. But since you know what's crazy. Exactly, but since you know what's crazy, we done faced a lot of shaky, janky offensive lines, and we ain't do shit against them. Right. So that's what's real sad, because last week, one of the Bears, either guards or tackles, the week before he had given up. In 2 weeks, he had given up 13 pressures Against us,
Yeah, I
he
think he's
gave
on the
up.
tackle.
Against us, he gave up no pressures. Like that's the type of stuff we faced the
Yeah.
Giants, where one of their tackles literally gave us the game.
Right.
And we still couldn't get a sack. So that's what I'm concerned. Now they are saying that Clowney is likely to be active this game.
Okay.
Now, how much he's gonna do, I don't know. But I feel like just having his leadership there will help us. I do feel that. And I do know that he's a technician and he should at least be able to help us get pressures. Now he may not be a finisher because he's more of like a D-Law now where it's like, listen, I'm gonna get pressure, I'm gonna make plays, I'm gonna get about 5, maybe 6, 7 sacks, but that's about it. I'm not a double-digit sack guy no more. But at least you have him to teach because it looks like the key. Jordan Love, he went 18 of 25, 183, 7.3 average, a touchdown, an interception, and 5 sacks. I've got to see, was he BSing or was the Browns defense just confusing him? Because I got to see because he didn't have no good output at all. Yeah, because I mean, this is
pressure he was under. Yeah,
right. I feel like a guy that we really gonna have to be worried about though is my guy right here that I also would have taken at 12, Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
Because I feel like look at what the Bears did with Luther Burden. He was right, and he was not even involved. He was not even involved in the game plans. And then all of a sudden, with us, he's very involved. So I feel like Matthew Golden, 4 targets, 4 receptions. I feel like they're gonna try to use him to break the game. That's what I feel because they're gonna try to use his speed. Because guys, I'm gonna put out either I'm gonna go live or I'm gonna put out just a video, really breaking down the issues with our defense because guys, it's nothing crazy. Like we are running basic coverages, cover 2, mostly cover 2, really. We're really a Tampa 2 defense. Like we mostly run cover 2, then we'll throw in cover 3, we'll throw in cover 4. The big plays that these teams, that especially like the Giants, they were running nothing but just seam routes against cover 2. Everybody knows cover 2 and cover 3. What is the soft spot? The seam. Like that's what's open. So they just had us in conflicting situations because they knew Jack Sanborn was not going to be able to cover what's that guy's name? What's it? Wandale Robinson.
Oh, the Giants.
Right, yeah, I'm talking about the Giants game. But and with the Bears game, it was another just that blown Dono. That was just a cover 2. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like simple stuff. That is like this is the basic principles to this coverage, and y'all are not doing it. So Shotty said,
I like Ty Church comments here. They're not good versus DTs. And I think that's what I'm kind of alluding to earlier about attacking the interior because I feel like they were attacking the A gap, and I feel like that's how they were able to get, at least in my opinion, some of the sacks on Jordan Love because they were really able to get some pressure, at least as far as the DTs, like Ty Church was saying.
Hi Ty, that's good. Yeah, that is kind of weird because I thought they actually had good DTs over there. But if they're running down the middle, then yeah, that's definitely the key. But I definitely want to look at that game for sure. Let me see if y'all had any comments. Marcus says, from my perspective on the D is that we gave up the pass to stop the run. Thank you for saying this, Marcus. That reminded me of something. And I'm going to talk about that in my video. Like I said, either I'm going to go live or I'm going to do a video because really break down the defense. But y'all put in the chat, what were we talking about was the issue with this defense all off season? And that we had to have it fixed for this year. What were we talking about? Y'all let me know in the chat. What were we talking about all off season that we had to do this year? If we didn't do it, all hope was lost. All the content creator, we was really campaigning and pushing for it. We had hashtags. Like, let me know what was we saying and put Marcus's comment up there because he said, Cecilia Jackson. She says Eagles, damn that Lombardi trophy. What? Okay, for some reason we always got Eagles fans. I don't know why y'all.
Every time.
Laura Brunson is not going live. Laura Brunson or I can't never remember none of them niggas' name, but stop the run. Stop the run. Exactly. Adding one text. So this is what I feel like the issue is, because when I looked at the defense closely, I'm like, look closely. Everybody is playing to stop the run. This is why we're getting bit. We're biting hard on play actions, because it's like everybody is playing. The secondary down is playing stop the run first, and the pass is secondary. And I think, like Marcus said, you've now got to figure out how can you get a balance, because I get it. We put our whole focus on stopping the run. Eberflus's whole scheme is built on stopping the run first. That's why we can stop the damn run. But now we can't stop the pass to save our lives. That's why I'm like, you're going to have to make adjustments. Shotty said that they've had those conversations this week, and they've already told people basically who will be starting and who's not. So it's going to be real interesting to see what are these adjustments. I'll tell you one right here that needs to happen. My Twitter has been blowing up. I don't know, every single one of my tweets have just been going viral. But I tell you what needs to happen is this right here. Let me see if I can pull it up on my profile. Shit. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where are you at? Where's my Wanye tweet at? Dang, where is that tweet at? Didn't I just put that out? Oh, here we go. Yeah. We screen share this. I said, Caleb Williams. Oh, you got to take the thing off, sis. But
I got you.
I said Caleb Williams was low-key playing games with Dono and Malik when it should have been the other way around. I saw Flus bench Dono for Wanye for a few red zone reps, and Wanye made back-to-back stops. I believe that's the move going forward. Free Wanye. So I feel like that is the first thing we need to do. We need to get, y'all see it's going viral. Y'all see this out here. So y'all follow me on Twitter too. But yeah, that's my Twitter if y'all looking for it. But we need to insert Wanye in the lineup. That's the first step we need to take. Honestly, when you look at Donovan and Malik Hooker, they've both been struggling. So, I mean, either one you bench, I'm good with it. Now, what I prefer I would prefer for let me see if I got this here. Oh yeah, this is a flea flicker because I had some film. Now, I would prefer for Dono to get benched first, because I feel like Dono has consistently been showing that he does not have coverage ability for about 2 to 3 years now.
Correct.
Malik Hooker, to me, I'm questioning Malik Hooker's football IQ. And that's weird because that was his strong suit coming out of Ohio State, I think is where he came from. He was like, y'all remember, Malik Hooker was a first round pick. And they were saying that he was the next coming of Ed Reed. So even when you lose your athleticism, you still have your mind. So, but the things that he's doing, I'm like, I'm questioning, do you have the mental IQ or the football IQ to play safety in this league? Or free safety in this league, which you have to be a roamer. Because I show this play, which this play is ultimately on Elam. I put half of the blame on Elam, but I also put half of the blame on Hooker. Because you can see, if you look at the screen, right inside of the C. That's Malik Hooker, right? So he's the free safety. He is the deepest position, right, on the field. He's supposed to be watching, right? If there's any deep balls, he can go to the left, he can go to the right to help out that corner, because the corner's in cover 3. Everybody, he's in a deep third. Elam's supposed to be covering the deep third. And I don't think that's Diggs over there, but whoever is in there, maybe I don't know who that is on the 40.
I think, I think it is Diggs on the right, because Brady's down here on the left. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So these guys are supposed to be in a deep third, right? So you're gonna see this is the flea flicker play where clearly you're gonna see the whole defense bit hard on this play action. The whole defense. This is why I feel like everybody in this defense is looking to play against the run first and pass second, and it's getting us killed. But when I play this, and yeah, with Elam doesn't disappoint me because he's a cornerback 2 that's really our cornerback 3. So when he gives up plays and stuff like that, like I kind of expect that, because I expect that from my cornerback 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't expect my cornerback 2 or 3 to be pure shutdown. You know what I'm saying? And like, so he's had some blunders, but I mean everybody has, and he's the youngest. So I really don't have an issue with Elam. I feel like he's going to continue to get better, develop, and grow. That's just my opinion, and when he messes up, it just doesn't piss me off, because a lot of times, like even in the Philly game, once in the Giants game, he's right there. The quarterbacks are just making better throws. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in the hip pocket. So it's not like he has a bunch of just completely blown assignments. So, but anyway, when you look at this clip, this is a flea flicker play. So you see there, first of all, my guy Mozzie here blows that shit up, because Mozzie thinks it's a run. So Mozzie like blew it up. And then here goes what's his name? DeAndre Swift tosses that back to Caleb Williams. Now, I got to go back because I got the show. Okay. So, hold on. I got to go back further. So you can see, now Elam is right above the 40-yard line up here. Right? You can see, look at the whole defense. Right? So all of these guys, they're thinking run, clearly. But then you're going to see Elam. He's supposed to be covering the deep third over here. I hope can y'all see my cursor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be covering the deep third here. Look at what he does. He sprints. There's a guy running right past him. He sprints. Like, oh my God, it's a run. Meanwhile, here goes Luther Burton running right past him. Now, granted, and then you look at Malik Hooker as well. Malik Hooker also runs forward, but he doesn't have the athleticism anymore to take a false step. So he takes one false step. Now look how deep he is too. This means that Flu set him up so that no deep balls could be given up. he has him. Do you see how far Flu has him off the ball?
Yeah. Yeah.
He is literally like 5, 10, 15, 20. He was 20 yards off the ball, right? 20 yards. So it's like, even if it was a run, Malik, there was no reason to run for it. Even if it was a run, because you've got it. You can see all these people up here. They're going to stop it. And then if you really see it's a run, you come up slowly. But the fact that you saw 2 people running routes and then you run forward, that's like you weren't looking. You weren't paying attention. And the one thing that you need, the 2 things, I'm really teaching y'all football today. The 2 things that you need as a free safety, more than anything: awareness, play recognition. Awareness, play recognition. Play recognition is when you obviously studied the film, so you know the plays before you know the plays and the routes before it's being called, because you've done the film study, right? Now, granted, there probably was this flea flicker Honestly, this has been in Ben Johnson's bag because I'm pretty sure they did this in Detroit. So this has been in his bag. But at the same time, your awareness when you see these two people here, first of all, and somebody failed at their job too because there's supposed to be somebody in the flat that's covering this crosser here. But even so, when you see this guy, Malik Hooker should have been looking at this guy the whole time to know bail out, bail out. Even if he doesn't go to him, you need to bail out. Doesn't bail out. That's a touchdown because there's no one else. Now, granted, Elam's right here. He should have been back there. But as your free safety, you're the last line of defense. So you should have also been there in case anything happens. That's why you're called the safety, right? Because you're supposed to be the fail safe. If my corners F up, I need to be there. I need to be there to help make a stop. So that's the first play. And then the second play, yeah, that's just a touchdown. Malik Hooker, he does not have the speed at all. He was cooked. And then now he does the ninja leg. But anyways, and then this play, this was the worst. This was the worst one of them all because this is what I said. Caleb Williams is playing mind games. He's playing mind games with Malik Hooker at this point because you can look at it. Caleb Williams, he runs out, right? And first of all, you have to have awareness as a safety. You have to feel there's somebody behind me. Right. I need to stay in my zone. There is somebody behind me. I cannot leave my zone. But what does Malik Hooker do? Because he's supposed to be covering the middle of the field. Everybody else got their man pretty much locked up. Like everybody's pretty much locked up. So you got Murray covering his guy here, Dono to help in case this guy, escapes Sanborn. This is Malik Hooker's guy. This is your zone. But Malik Hooker's looking right at Caleb Williams, right? Now, let's keep looking. Malik Hooker runs out of position. This is the last thing we'll show, and then we'll have final words. But Malik Hooker, if I can rewind it, I wish I had a better thing. But you can see Malik Hooker's looking right at Caleb Williams. He starts running to Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams makes him think that, I'm about to scramble out. Issue with that is you have Sam Williams that's right here. Right. If he tries to scramble, Sam Williams is going to get him. But let's say Sam Williams trips. Then you got Reddy Stewart right here. And then you also got, you can't see him, but you also got Traquez Bridges over here on the other side. What does Malik Hooker do? Falls for the bait that, I'm about to scramble. Literally leaves his zone wide open touchdown. And mind you guys, this is on a 4th down. A 4th down.
I think that was the only 4th down of the whole game. They were 1 of 1. Oh, wow.
They made Caleb Williams look like, that's what I'm saying. When you have a sophomore, and that's what I said in my tweet. When you have a sophomore quarterback or a second-year quarterback, you should be doing the mind games on him. Malik Hooker should have been standing there the whole time like, does he really think I'm about to fall for that? Please throw that. Malik Hooker should have been like, I beg you, please throw this ball to DJ Moore. I beg you to throw that ball to DJ Moore. I beg you to
all his interceptions look like in training camp. I mean, he was getting all those interceptions on deck in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Those one-handers he was getting.
Exactly. That's what
they won in this game, but it just didn't come through. It just like you said, like it just seems like, and this is crazy because we just talk about Hooker being the leader, in this locker room, going to Dak, saying he can lead these young guys, and now we're talking about him having it seemed like a mind lapse in this game. Like you said, just to let a young quarterback play with you like that and to miss a big play like
that's basic. That's basic stuff. Basic. On a 4th down, you can get off the field wide open. Like, what are you doing?
He's looking around like who's supposed to have him.
Nobody. Everybody else is in match zone. You can see everybody else is manned up. Look at Donovan Wilson like, oh. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he did look to the sky. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, Like, there was not a threat. And Sam Williams is pissed because there was not a threat of a scramble. Sam Williams was like, I had it covered. Actually, Sam Williams looks like he might have even been a spy right here.
Right, yeah, because he was coming
Because
down.
look at him. Look, Sam Williams is spying him like he's going nowhere. So why did you think, Malik Hooker, that you needed to... This is what I'm talking about. That's why I said both of them is bad. Donovan Wilson is bad. Malik Hooker is bad. They both bad. One of them's got to get less playing time. I think for both of them, if you want to play them on the flats, curl flats, if you want to play them in a box so they can do hook curl, I'm fine with that. You know, they can do a little bit of that. They can't, but I trust them closer to the box. But keeping both of them on the roof at this point is coaching malpractice. Both of them. So I better not see Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson in deep thirds or deep half or quarters coverage, or I'm going to blow a lid. Because there is nothing that Jordan Love is going to do other than to throw bombs with Matt. I'm trying to tell you, y'all watch. Matthew Golden is who they're going to try to use to blow this game up. And they're going to just be chunking deep. They're going to run the ball, try to set up play action, and be trying to chunk deep balls all day long. They are going to attack Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker all day long. Because that's what the film says to do. Don't bother running the ball. Don't bother. Just throw it up there. You had Russell Wilson. He just got benched. 450 yards, 4 touchdowns. Caleb Williams just won Player of the Week, sis. Did you see that?
No.
He won.
Didn't get sacked at all.
He won. Caleb Williams won NFC Player of the Week because we allow him to put up 4 touchdowns on our head.
I just think
so. But we can have our final words.
Yeah. It's just coming against this team that's coming into AT&T Stadium this weekend, seeing the Packers again, like you mentioned earlier, being 5-0. There's got to be a little bit more motivation. I know Shai told these guys going to be some personnel changes, some scheme changes, but it has to be final. It has to come through. You have to be able to, there's one thing I know, like I know a lot of people this week been talking about Shadi being more of a personable guy, but now it's time to be that coach, Shadi. It's time to be able to speak face to your guys.
She said it's time to be a coach. That's right.
Yes, it's time to be firm in your decisions, and you may have to be like, hey, Jerry, like I want to, like you mentioned, like, let me just get this week, Jerry. Let me see what these young guys look like. We're having some bad games. We're giving that big plays. Let's see if these young guys give these big plays. I think I mentioned on our last show, if you're going to be, making mistakes, why not let it be on the young guys? You know what I'm saying? I understand, at least in my
opinion,
exactly. We do have these guys in depth. You talk about Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas. I'm excited to see them too, because I definitely agree with you, sis. Yeah, because I even seen Hooker make a play around the line of scrimmage. I think he came down and tackled the running back for a tackle for loss. These guys are exceptional around the line of scrimmage, but in coverage, I think it's definitely time to see Bell and Wanye out there, because we've seen these guys make some special spark plays. And at least in my opinion, maybe it could be a reason why they haven't seen Bell. Yeah, I know he's had some penalties on special teams early in the season. Maybe that could be a reason why they're kind of holding it back. But I would say for Wanye, I would say there's no reason why. He's kind of held back the injury through preseason. You wanted to see this guy. You paid him. You paid Bell. Actually, I'm sure a lot of Cowboys fans are befuddled by this. It used to be the whole mantra of, hey, if these guys are being paid, you should be able to see them play. And it's just, these guys are just used to seeing their guys out there on the field. So, I'm definitely ready to see some of these young guys out there to see if they can, maybe put some straps to this young offense that's coming here, because it's not like these teams in these previous weeks where they maybe have 1 or 2 weapons that they can go to, Malik Neighbors, Wandell, we know who to cover in those games. Even with the Eagles, they were, it would look like to be able to shut down A.J. Brown, would look like to be able to shut down DeVonta Smith. But with Golden, Wicks coming in, they have the run game as well. Josh Jacobs, I think the Browns were able to hold them out of the end zone. But so he's going to be looking for that touchdown again, right? It's just, I think the Packers, I think as of last week, were ranked 10th as far as having success in the red zone. So I think it's going to come down to the defense being able to do what they were able to do well. I want to see more 3 and outs, and I want to see, on these, to be able to get the Green Bay, to be able to get the Packers into more in 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations, to be able to kind of, help kind of limit their passing abilities, kind of keep them in the short and intermediate passes to kind of keep those long passes, kind of keep them at bay. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my final words, and also kind of use the tight ends as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that, this is a game. The defense has to be fixed. Y'all saying that defense is going to be tested early, and I agree. They did. Remember, Ben Johnson did that flea flicker first play, second drive. So every team knows, because they're going to want to break the game open quickly to already get our spirits down, because they want to be able to get the Cowboys to be like, oh no, here we go again. And that's going to fall right into their hands, because you don't want Dak and Shotty start praying. Okay, we're down again. Okay, now we got to pass. Oh, interception. No. We've got to stick to our game plan. Now, if the defense gives it up, then at that point, if the defense starts giving it up like the Giants and shit, you're going to have to abandon your game plan. But unfortunately, once you abandon your game plan, you're probably not going to win. Just to be honest. Once you abandon that game plan and you getting the pass versus Micah Parsons, good night. This is also a good comment by Marcus Blackman. This is a George Pickens opportunity. Pickens, that drop last game, bro, cost us. He really cost us, because I didn't even finish explaining to y'all how he really caused 3 interceptions, because that last play when Dak threw the pick trying to get the ball to Tolbert, Pickens did not run his route correctly. He's supposed to just be running flat. It's the exact same play. I believe it was the exact same play we ran against the Steelers when Tolbert got the touchdown. It's the exact same play. Everybody was literally running fake routes to rub Pickens wide open. Pickens runs, instead of crossing the face of the safety or defensive back, he runs to the back of the end zone. The play was built for Pickens, but Pickens runs to the back of the end zone. Brock Hoffman gives up the pressure. Dak has to just throw that out. So Pickens, I need you, buddy, to lock in. And I really do think this time with CeeDee being down, this is make or break time for you, buddy, to decide, are we going to pay you?
Yeah.
Are you worth paying? So it's really time now. It's also on Shotty to help him get involved and scheme it up. I trust Shotty. I know Shotty can scheme it up. I'm not a problem. Shotty's going to scheme it up to get Pickens the ball. But Pickens, are you going to catch the ball? Are you going to be locked in? Are you going to hold? You need to be on the jugs machine.
Yeah.
Are you going to stop lazily catching passes? Even the touchdown pass that he had, it's like Pickens. That could have easily been a drop, because you trying to do fancy one-hand catch. Just get your hands out. Like, come on. And shout out to my guy, Landlord. He explained, Landlord is a former wide receiver, and he explained that sometimes it's like a technique of like really elite wide receivers where they'll put their hands up late because they don't want to, like, I guess it's like a way to like get the advantage on the DB. So I can understand that, but CeeDee, remember when he dropped that ball? CeeDee was looking at him saying, "Hands up, catch the ball." What did you do? Sorry, that's it. But yeah, so Pickens, I need you to lock in. This should be a good game for Turpin. We can get him involved in many different ways, but I think this game is going to win and end with Javonte Williams. But it also comes down. To the defense. These defensive changes have to work. These defensive changes have to work, because if it don't work, this is another lost game. And I hate saying that. But this is not a game that you can get into a shootout. You just can't. You cannot get into a shootout with this game. It's not. Once that happens, I would just say pull Dak out, let Joe Milton, because I'm not going to have Micah Parsons killing Dak. I'm really not.
The Browns had some pivotal moments in that game where the defense had to step up. They had to make plays. It wasn't just solely on the offense. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a game where the Cowboys have to come with both sides of the ball. I don't think that the defense can sleep. The offense for sure can't sleep. But I don't think if we're not able to get any kind of turnovers, I know Shadi continues to say that week after week, but turnovers really can be pivotal in the game, like we saw with the interception. I mean, even we saw last week with the fumble against us, like that can be just a great motivation. And I think that can be, a way for the Cowboys to earn extra possessions and to be able to keep the Green Bay offense off the field.
Yeah, we got to keep Green Bay keep them off the field to protect our defense and do long, just demoralizing drives. Basically, what the Lions did to the Ravens the other night, that's what you want to do. You want to do a long, demoralizing drive, because that's the only way you're gonna win this fight with Green Bay. Down CeeDee, down your first round pick guard, down your center. You lost that power, you lost the speed, the ability, the agility, like you lost that. So you got to play this safe. So but anyway, thank you guys so much for being with us. Really appreciate y'all support. Chat was popping tonight. Really appreciate y'all supporting us. Please be sure to donate, as you see there on our to our Cash Apps. We would really appreciate any donations to our Cash Apps. Let me make sure I didn't receive. Yeah, I didn't receive any, but thank y'all so much. I know y'all will donate. Y'all always donate to us randomly anyways. Please also like the video. Please share and please subscribe if you're watching on the playback. Please leave us comments down below. And then you also let us know, what do y'all think, in the comments below, what do you think the game plan should be? Do you think this can be a Javonte, like real, because he been doing good, but like, can he have a crazy 150-yard game? Because if he get a 150-yard game or a 200-yard game, then we're going to be like, start talking crazy. So it's like, can this be a game? Do y'all believe in him like that? Do y'all think, no, we just going to have to rely on Dak and hope for the best with Micah? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what are your personal feelings? Y'all can let us know, because this is the Micah reunion game. So you can also let us know in the comments, like, what are your personal feelings? How do you feel about this being the first game we got to face Micah as a Packer? You know what I'm saying? Because we know this is sports, but it's also emotions and stuff involved in it, especially us as fans, because we just do this shit for fun because we love the team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but anyway, thank y'all so much for y'all's support, and hopefully to see y'all next week. Thank y'all.
Yes, appreciate it, everybody. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate your sis for your schedule and your time as well, and hope you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Love you too, JB.